20 tips for beginners in Premiere Pro. Number 20, new sequence from clip. New sequence from clip is a beginner-friendly feature that creates a sequence based on a clip you have selected in the project panel. If the clip you have selected represents the majority of the footage you will be working in, this will be one of the easiest ways to create a sequence. To do this, right-click on the clip in the project panel and select New Sequence from Clip. The new sequence will appear in a timeline panel, and this sequence will automatically have the same settings as the clip you have selected in the project panel. And this sequence will also have the same name of the clip you have selected in the project panel. Number 19, delete all transitions at once. To delete all of your transitions at once, go to the Sequence tab and click on Simplify Sequence. The Simplify Sequence window will appear and go to Transitions. Enable the checkbox for transitions and then click on Simplify. And now all of your transitions are gone. Number 18, disabling at playback end, return to the beginning. When you are previewing your work in a timeline and get past the last clip in a timeline, Premiere Pro by default will return to the beginning of your timeline when you press the spacebar button on your keyboard. To turn this feature off, go to the Premiere Pro tab, then go to Settings, Timeline, then go to Playback End, return to beginning when restarting playback, and disable it. And press OK. Number 17, zooming in and out of your timeline. To zoom in to your timeline, press the plus key on your keyboard. And to zoom out, press the minus key on your keyboard. If you want to zoom all the way out of your timeline, press the backslash key on your keyboard. If you hold Option on a Mac or Alt on a Windows computer while using the scroll wheel on your mouse, it will zoom in and out of your timeline. Scrolling forward on your mouse will zoom in to the timeline, and scrolling backwards on your mouse will zoom out of the timeline. Number 16, the Rate Stretch tool. The Rate Stretch tool allows you to adjust the speed of your clip in the timeline as if you were trimming it. You would use this tool when you have a great shot in the timeline, but the duration of the clip is a little too long or a little too short, and you want it to fit within a certain part in the timeline. To activate the Rate Stretch tool, go to the toolbar and click and hold on the Ripple tool icon, and then select the Rate Stretch tool, or press the keyboard shortcut R. Hover over the corners of your clip and you will see a red icon with arrows going in both directions. You would drag the clip outwards to slow it down, or drag the clip inwards to speed it up. And when you use the Rate Stretch tool, you will need to adjust the time interpolation. Right-click on the clip and go to Time Interpolation and click on Optical Flow. This will automatically create new frames to make the slow motion look better, and will also give you smooth playback. Number 15, extending shots to your playhead. To extend the end of your clip to the playhead in the timeline, press the keyboard shortcut Shift Q. And to extend the beginning of your clip to the playhead, press the keyboard shortcut Shift W. And this feature will only work if you have additional frames at the beginning or the end of your clip. If your clip is at full length in the timeline, it will not work. Number 14, quickly remove background noise. Select the audio part of the clip in a timeline and go to the Window tab and click on Essential Sound. Go to the Essential Sound panel and go to Dialog. Then go to the Repair tab and enable Reduce Noise and adjust the slider to your choosing. Every situation is different, but you mainly want to keep this between 3.5 and 7.5.
Okay. I'm gonna stop you right there, Ian Eagle.
Number 13, open or close all bins at once. Hover over any part of the project panel and use the tilde key, which is right above the tab key on your keyboard, to maximize the project panel. Then press Command A on a Mac or Control A on a Windows computer to select all your bins at once. Then hold Option on a Mac or Alt on a Windows computer and click on any of the bin drop-down arrows to open or close all bins at once. Number 12, replace the clip in a timeline and match duration. Select the clip in a timeline that you want to remove, and then go to the clip in the project panel that you want to replace it with. You can double click on the clip or use the keyboard shortcut Shift O to open it up in your source monitor. Then right click on the clip in the timeline and go to replace with clip. Then select from source monitor. Number 11, how to remove silences. Select your audio in the timeline and then go to the window tab and go to text. In the text panel, make sure you're in the transcript section and click on transcribe. This will transcribe the audio you have selected on the timeline, and click on the filter icon and go to pauses. And this will highlight all of your pauses in your audio. To delete all of the pauses, click on delete and then click on delete all. Number 10, dragging video to the timeline without audio. Double click on your clip in the project panel or press Shift O to load up the clip in the source monitor. Then click on the drag video only icon and drag it to your timeline. And if you only want to bring audio into the timeline, click on the drag audio only icon and drag it to the timeline. Number 9, blending your jump cut with the morph cut transition. Press Shift 7 to open the effects panel and type in morph cut. And drag and drop the transition between your jump cuts. And then the analyzing and background pop-up will appear, and it may take some time for it to render. Once it is done rendering and you want to adjust the timing of the transition, hover over the corners of the morph cut transition and drag it outwards to make the morph cut transition longer, or drag it inwards to make it smaller. After adjusting the timing of the transition, you may have to render the transition again. To do this, press the Enter key or Return key on your keyboard, and this will render your timeline. Number 8, toggling and closing multiple sequences at once. When you have multiple sequences in a timeline panel, make sure one of the sequences is selected, and you can use the scroll wheel on your mouse to toggle through each sequence. And if you want to close multiple sequences at once, right-click on the sequence you want to keep and then click on Close Other Timeline Panels. Number 7, removing the keyframe line. Whenever you are trying to move clips around the timeline and you keep clicking on the video or audio keyframe line, all you have to do is go to the wrench tool icon called Timeline Display Settings and disable Show Video Keyframes. And then click on the Timeline Display Settings again and disable Show Audio Keyframes. Number 6, separating audio from video. To separate audio from video in the timeline, you can either click on the link selection icon in the timeline, and this will automatically allow you to select the audio or video part of the clip separately. Another way to separate audio from video is to right-click on the clip in the timeline and click on Unlink, or press the keyboard shortcut Command-L on a Mac or Control-L on the Windows computer. You can also hold down Option on a Mac or Alt on the Windows computer and click on the video or audio part of the clip individually. Number 5, docking and undocking panels. If you go to any panel, you will see an icon with 3 lines on it. Right-click on it and go to Undock Panel, and this will now be a separate floating panel. So if you have more than one monitor, you can undock the program monitor and place it on your second monitor. And what I love about this feature is that not only can you undock multiple panels at once, but you can also add and group multiple panels as well. Just click on the name of the panel and drag it to your floating panel. And to dock the panels back, click and hold on the name of the panel and drag it back to its original place. If you messed up and your interface is all over the place, all you have to do is go to the Window tab, go to Workspaces, and click on Reset Saved Layout. Number 4, transition insufficient media error. If you get this message, insufficient media, this transition will contain repeated frames. It means your clip does not have enough frames beyond your edit point. And this is not an error message. This is Premiere Pro letting you know that it will repeat the last frame of the clip to make the transition go through. This happens because when you have clips in a timeline that are at their full length, meaning we did not cut or trim the video at all, Premiere Pro will essentially create a freeze frame on the last frame of the clip to make the transition go through. To fix this, click on the transition and delete it, and then cut at least 1 second from the end of the first clip that has the transition, and cut at least 1 second at the beginning of the second clip to make sure you have enough media before and beyond the edit points of the clips you want to apply the transition to, and drag and drop the transition again between your two clips. And this will fix the transition insufficient media message. Number 3, duplicating text. Once you have created your text, click and drag on the text layer in the timeline and hold down the Option key on the Mac or the Alt key on the Windows computer to make a duplicate of your text. When you make a duplicate of your text, all of the changes you make to the duplicated text will not affect the original text layer. It will become its own separate text layer. Extending a transition in one direction. If you want to extend the transition in only one direction, hold Shift while hovering over the corner of the transition and click and drag it out to extend it in one direction. Number 1, trimming multiple clips at once. Have all the clips you want to trim in the timeline and press the A key to activate the Track Select Forward tool. Click on the very first clip in the timeline to select them all at once, and then right click on any of the clips and go to Speed Duration. When you have multiple clips selected when using the Speed Duration feature, you won't see a number for the timecode duration, but all you have to do is select the blue line next to duration, and this will bring up the timecode duration. Timecode duration goes by hours, minutes, seconds, and frames. So since the hours and minutes is already at 0, we only need to adjust the seconds and frames. I want to make all of my clips 3 seconds long. So I will go to the seconds part of the timecode duration and type in 03 to make it 3 seconds. And go to the frames part of the timecode duration and type in 00. Press OK, and you will see that your clips in a timeline all have the same duration. If you want to delete all the gaps between your clips in a timeline, go to the Sequence tab and go to Close Gap. I'd like to give a shout out to Edit Stock for providing some of the footage that was used in today's tutorial. Click on a link in the description and use promo code Saxon Creative to get 20% off. Like and subscribe for more Premiere Pro tutorials, and I'll see you on the next one.